Stop there. You come as well, Hans. You come on this one. You come here. You stay where you are. Can you come just down? You want to look at it? Well, I want to say, you come down to this. That's gorgeous. One step. That's there. Wow. Can you come just down? Big smile, everyone. That's lovely. Hold it. Stay there now. That's brilliant. Look this way, that's lovely. Nice big smile. Okay, yeah. That's really nice. Look this way, everyone. Alright, that's great. Brilliant. Right.
Okay.
If you just like to come this way, the ladies. Can you just come over here? That step there. That's down the next step. That's gorgeous too. Nice and easy. Okay, nice and relaxed. You're allowed to smile. That's lovely. That's brilliant.
Okay. Right, line up everybody. Then first, get ready. Ready?
We're going in now.
Start music.
Yes.
Now spread out to stand.
Right, thank you very much.
This stage gone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'd like to welcome you here this afternoon on behalf of the management and the Northumberland Registration. On behalf of the management and the Northumberland Registration Service. You can take photographs if you if you're not intruding on on the ceremony. So if the guests would like to sit, please.
To sit on my chair. And are you two going on there as well? Are you going to go on that one there?
Paderborn.
You can go. You can hold it. No, it's just good for you.
Sorry, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Lily Dixon, and I have the honour of performing the ceremony this afternoon. And Pauline Lawson, who produces the marriage licence at the end of the ceremony.
You just sort of come into this one.
Is your full name Philip William Armstrong? Is your full name Gillian Elizabeth Pearson? This place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriage. If any person knows of any lawful reason why Phil and Jill may not be joined in matrimony, they should declare it now. Before you pledge yourselves to each other in marriage, it is my duty to remind you of the solemn and lasting character of the vows you are about to make to each other. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of one man with one woman, voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others. Phil, would you repeat after me? I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
any lawful impediment
why I, Philip William Armstrong,
why I, Philip William Armstrong,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Gillian Elizabeth Pearson.
to Gillian Elizabeth Pearson.
Jim, would you repeat after me? I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Gillian Elizabeth Pearson,
why I, Gillian Elizabeth Pearson,
may not be joined in matrimony
am not joined in matrimony
to Philip William Armstrong.
Philip William Armstrong.
The purpose of marriage is that you may always love, care for and support each other through all the joys and sorrows of life, and that love may be fulfilled in a relationship of permanent and continuing commitment. We trust that these things come true for you both. Phil and Jill wish to marry each other, for in each other's company they have found fulfillment and love. As a consequence of this, they have drawn closer to each other, and now wish to publicly affirm their relationship and to offer each other the security that comes from legally binding vows, sincerely made and faithfully kept. Phil and Jill, you will now make the promise to each other that will be the basis of your consent to this marriage. Phil, will you make your promise?
Jill, I promise that I will always try to make our love and friendship last. It's my hope that our union will remain strong. May we look to the future together with hope, happiness and joy. Remembering this day, never allow anything to destroy the feelings of each other.
Jill, will you make a similar promise?
I also promise that I'll try to make our love and companionship last. It is my hope that our union will remain strong always. May we look to our future together with hope, happiness and joy. And remembering this day, never allow anything to destroy the feelings that we share for each other.
Phil and Jill, we now turn to the part of the ceremony that forms the legal contract of your marriage. Please remain facing each other, and in the presence of your family and friends, Phil, will you say after me? I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Phil, do take thee, Jill,
to witness that I, Phil, to take thee, Jill,
to be my lawful wedded wife,
to be my lawful wedded wife,
cherish and care for you,
to cherish and care for you,
to live with you in love and harmony,
to love you and love and harmony,
whatever the future may bring.
whatever the future may bring.
During this afternoon, I call upon these persons here present
I call upon the persons here present
to witness that I, Jill, do take these films
to witness that I, Jill, do take these oath
to be my lawful wedded husband,
to be my lawful wedded husband,
to cherish and care for you,
to cherish and care for you,
to live with you in love and harmony,
to live with you in love and harmony,
whatever the future may bring.
whatever the future may bring.
The institution of marriage must be entered into freely, voluntarily, and with the full and unreserved consent of you both. Therefore, will you, Jill, take Phil, here present, to be your lawful wedded husband?
Amen.
Will you, Phil, take Jill, here present, to be your lawful wedded wife?
I will.
Pauline Healy, Jill's cousin, has come all the way from America to attend the ceremony today and to read an Apache wedding blessing.
An Apache wedding blessing. Now you will feel no rain, for each of you is shelter to the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you is warmth for the other. Now there is no more loneliness for you, because you are two persons, but you have only one life before you. Go now to your dwelling place, to enter into the days of your togetherness, and may your days be good and long upon the earth.
Our Jill's school friend Janet from Hempstone will read The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveller. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference.
We now come to the giving of the wedding rings. Would you like to stand? Facing me next or well, it's just a This is the traditional and ancient way of sealing the contract you have made, and is the outward sign of the lifelong promises you have made to each other. I give you this ring as a symbol of my love and affection.
I give you this ring as a symbol of my love and affection.
Please wear it with a feeling of warmth and pride now in your arms.
Please wear it with a feeling of warmth and pride now.
I give you this ring as a symbol of my love and affection.
I give you this ring as a symbol of my love and affection.
Please wear it with a feeling of warmth and pride now in your arms. Please wear it with a
Please wear
feeling.
it with a feeling of warmth and pride now and always.
Phil and Jill, you have both made the declarations required by law and have made your own solemn promises to one another. Now at this point we're going to try and, the little boy would like to sing a song, we think. Ben would you like to sing a song? Obadiah? Want to? Yeah? Do you want to? He might throughout the afternoon.
You will hear it soon.
Phil and Jill, let us hope that Phil and Jill, let us hope that this day will form a milestone in your lives to look back upon with much love and happiness. It therefore gives me great pleasure to say you are now husband and wife together. And make this the
I just want you to use your signature
There's one guy. No.
and if you'd like to sign the same line on your marriage certificate.
There was a house there. There was one of them like
Yes, sneaky feeling.
If you'd like to sign the marriage certificate as well, just there. Come out now. Yes, just underneath the skin. It's fine. Would you like to see Julie?
Chichi. I want to just go.
Okay, that's nice. Nice big smile. That's brilliant. Have you got it? Really. Right, can I have the witnesses, please? The witness just stand there. The other witness. Nice big smile. That's lovely. Okay, once more look at me, please. That's lovely. Excellent. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my part in the ceremony this afternoon. I would like to take this opportunity to wish you both a very happy life together and wish you all a very pleasant afternoon. And I'll hand you over to Reverend Bob Byrne.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Allows me just 3.5 minutes in which to do this. The bridegroom and the best man, they can have as much time as they wish. But the bride's father, 3.5 minutes, and after that he's boring. So June said, make every word count. And also counseled me to write down every word. I think of course because my forgetting what I intended to say. Because she knows, and I know too, that when you get to my age, 3 things happen to you. First, you begin to lose your memory. Second, need to misplace that for, never mind, just to continue, just to carry on.
What about the third?
The third what?
June is drunken.
So there we are, but never mind, all the words are written down. If only I could find a piece of paper to wrote those marvellous, profound thoughts which I've been producing over the last few weeks. Then I suddenly realised, actually, I've never had a profound thought in my life. So I was pretty well, I was stuck. And then I remembered. I once did hear some profound words. Some words that were really, served me very well over the years. And one of them was, excuse me, and the first one of these particular phrases was always be slow to anger. I thought, yes, always be quick to forgive. But yes, they would. And on another occasion she said, and always remember, never go to work with harsh words on your lips, because you don't know what the day's going to store for you. And she was right, you know. Excuse me. She was right, the old matriarch. She always was. So those are the words I offer to you and to you. And having completed that, I've just left 3 things to do. I'm working in threes today, as you've noted. But this time I think I should remember all three. And the first is to welcome Phil into my family, which I do right heartedly. And secondly is to wish both Jill and Phil many years of great happiness. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, if you rise and with me, please drink a toast to the bride and to
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call upon the man himself, the bridegroom. Thank you.
We want to see the prop before we begin. Jill's been on tenterhooks wondering what it's for. In response to my father-in-law, I'm going to have to get used to all of these new terms. I'd like to say that I've played in bands for many years, and I've been a lecturer for quite a few years, and I'm still like carpenter bricks today as well. And I realise a lot of you here have gone through some sort of marriage ceremony yourselves. I now understand exactly what you went through. Some of you have yet to reach that yet, but perhaps one day you will. I'd like to say that it's not every day that you meet somebody who's pretty, wise, generous, kind, loving, a good cook, wonderful parents. The list's endless, really, so that's enough about me. Maybe Jill is very lucky, but I'm even luckier still, having found her in the first place. We've been together 9 years now. And I figured that anybody who put up with me for 9 years deserves, well, more than a wedding, deserves a medal. Plus you're taking my family on as well. Now, I know that Mr. Purcell, Ernest, has said that the groom's allowed to talk for as long as he wants, but I don't think that's going to be a go because you'll all be bored very quickly. There's one anecdote that I'd like to tell you now because it just cropped up the other night. I was seeing, I'm sure you all know who Ben is by now. I was seeing him off to bed and he asked for a made-up story. This was Tuesday night, I believe, so I made up a little bit of a story and he said, right, that's enough, it's time to go to sleep. Part 2 tomorrow. So on Wednesday, he demanded part 2 of the story. So again, I made up a little bit of a story. I said, well, that's it, that's enough for tonight, you can sleep now. He said, oh, well, we'll get part 3 tomorrow. Tomorrow you and Mummy are going to Embleton Hall. He said, well, what about you? And I said, well, I'm staying here. He said, well, you're not coming to the wedding then? Anyways, you can see and I've just been informed it's my pleasurable duty to do quite a lot of thank yous. So if I don't thank anybody individually, it's just because I forgot. It's nothing sinister about this. Obviously, the first people that we need to thank are Jill's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Cristal, Ernest and John, Mum and Dad, for providing us with this day, which I'm sure we're all enjoying and will continue to enjoy, first of all. But not only that, for Jill and Michelle, her sister, I know that their parents have been very, very supportive towards them all through their lives, really, very, very supportive indeed. They've certainly been very supportive towards Jill and I during our 9 years of relationship, and there's no way really I'll ever be able to thank them, so I'm not going to. All right, thank you very much. I think particular thanks go to Jill's mum because she's done an awful lot of work behind the scenes. Lots and lots of work arranging things and writing invitations, and she actually can sew the dress herself. So a round of applause. Final word I've got to say about my in-laws now is that they've had 2 daughters, 4 weddings and a funnel. I'd like to thank each and one of you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for coming and sharing the day with us. I hope that you're enjoying it as much as I'm not enjoying it. I think I'll get into it shortly. It's lovely for you all to be here, our close family, our best friends, children. I couldn't eat a whole one. It is really, very special sort of business and we're glad to be here. We'd like to thank you particularly, of course, for all of the gifts that you've bestowed upon us. If anybody's interested, there is a car on sale in the ground. Thanks very much. Thanks a lot. So I think really what I'd like to do is kind of propose a toast for all of us really, just to share this day. And I'd like to propose a toast to love, luck and laughter. So if your glasses are charged, love, luck and laughter. Who amongst the guests needs a special thanks? George over there needs a very special thanks. It was him that, well, in the first place, he hand drew the invitations for us and he cut them all by hand as well. So it's not a modern thing. It's a very much old-fashioned way of going about it. And he did them for a mere 10 quid. His band are also providing the music this evening, which I know that this side of the room, a lot of you won't be able to stay and enjoy, which is a shame because they are rather thrash folk to describe themselves. And I'm sure there's something else I'm supposed to thank George for. Oh yes, George has been panicking on my behalf most of today. Which is very nice and also be panic for you. And I think he might be offering his profession. I'd like to thank Ben for handing the gifts out there. Singing a little earlier on. Who knows what we're going to do? Oh yes, Ben in fact ended up with a present which is already opened, but it's a Tom and Jerry video. It's 2.5 hours to spare. And really I think, have I done it? Have I thanked everybody? If I've insulted anybody by leaving them out, sorry. Oh, of course, Trevor Thorne and his staff for providing us with the absolutely splendid day that we had. So, to Trevor Thorne and staff. Any questions? No questions. Right, I'd like to introduce somebody that I've known for about 30 years now. My very bestest friend. I don't know what he's going to say, I'm dreading this bit. I do demand the right to reply. In case he gets too controversial. I will, however, slip this one in. This is the man who failed to turn up to the rehearsal for his own wedding. And I believe the vicar at the time said, we assume that the groom will be there when he gets. And he was. Stephen Davitt. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Philip.
All right.
Been playing a lot of bands with Mr. Armstrong there, and he was the one who said, "You don't need to rehearse, man, just swing it on this day." Right, where to start? First job is to thank the bridesmaids, and I'm trying to memorise their names in my head now and get it out of the way. So I'd like to thank Janet, Louise, Charlotte, Simone, and Catherine. Did I get that right? Simone's a little star. Ben's a hell of a singer. Getting signed up now.
You'll have to come round now.
This has been looming for quite some time now, I think, this event, and I've known I've been the best man for a few months now. And last Saturday, Phil decided to give me this book. It's called The Best Man's Organiser, a checklist to get things done properly. Subtitled, Everyone Loves the Best Man, brackets, if he does the job right. And it tells me my ceremonial duties on the back here are escorting the groom at the church, greeting the ushers, checking the transport, and helping to host the reception. But when I started to read it, there's all sorts of sinister things in here, but I'll just pick the highlights out for you. This is a very serious book.
Cheap and all.
But not when you get into it. That goes without saying. What have we got? Page 12, The Best Man's Checklist, right? Now, Ernest and June have done so much of the organising here that it sort of made me a little bit redundant. But as I was going through the checklist, I saw a few things that the writers like overlooked, you know, like help the groom organise things. And page 12 says, choose the clothes and the suits. Well, that was already done, so I didn't have to do that. Choose the accessories. Well, that was already done, so I didn't have to do that. Buttonholes, that's already been organised, so I haven't got to do that. Choose the ushers, well there are no ushers, so that was easy. And explain their duties, which is even easier because they're not here. Organise a stag party. Bit of a problem here. He didn't want one, did he? You think he'd end up with a shaved head on a train to have a Here's the one. The groom is taken safely to bed. Right. Well, I didn't have to do that because Natasha did that. And the next morning, keep the groom calm. Right. So we keep calm. He woke me up at 6 o'clock this morning. We tried to kill 8.5 hours. Without going to the pub. So like, right. There's a bit of this, you know, pacing up and down. I caught him in the bathroom folding towels. No, we've got to be in a rectangle. Talking to plants, Prince Charles, like, Phil, can we go to the pub? No, can't go to the pub, right? Eventually, he had a ginger beer in the Linden Hall Hotel, somewhere down the road. Right, so what else have we got here that I haven't got to do? Well, keep the groom calm. The rings! Lovely. A 4-year-old's child with that, right? What's happened to me gig? Escort the chief bridesmaid. Which one's that? Simone. Timing, right? Thank you for that. What else we got? So after what did chief bridesmaid? Oh, escort, right? We'll move on from page 12 because my checklist at the end of the day had 2 things written on it. One was bring some shoes and get a haircut. What else we got? Page 114, drunkenness. A drunken guest can spoil a party. And the drunken guest should be shown to the cloakroom, it says here, and sobered up with water, food and coffee. But it's a lot of good so far, isn't it? If things look serious, ring a doctor.
It's all right,
Is there a sound engineer now? You can play cassettes. Page 40 I've written down here. Oh yes, so coming to this point, hair. The paragraph on hair. The smartest suit will be spoiled if your hair is not well groomed. Arrange for a haircut about 3 weeks before the wedding, or a week before if you're absolutely sure no disasters will occur with the scissors. Well, he had his cut yesterday. What did it do? It wasn't heating, but it didn't work. Have I thanked everybody until I've done 4 minutes yet? All I've got to say is, the night is young, Hob said, party time. That's right. here's a technological breakthrough. It's the first pregnant wedding day card. And this is from, it says 4th of July 1987. Congratulations on their special day from Louise and Quinton. Quinton. Trust you. It's got two mice following the woman up the aisle. To Jill and Phil, lots of love from Janet, Alexa and Nikki. Some ducks walking into a church. So Jill and Phil, all the very best for the future. Have a lovely wedding day. Love, Linda, Graham, Gary and Jay Squidward. It says cocktail of fresh fruit. I think this is from Jill and it's written in Arabic. It's also written, it looks like it's written in Arabic, but it's actually in French.
Oh, no.
Go on and read it, it must be obscene, because you've written it in French. You wouldn't even write your own translate, right? Very traditional bells and things. This is with all our best wishes for a happy day, love, Donald and Sheila. There's this one because I posted it myself. No, this is from me. To Phil and Jill, wishing you both a long and happy life together. Congratulations, Steve and Vicky. This is another one. This was a bit of a joke one. This has got 100 toasters on the front. Just says love things. This has got flowers in a very decorative bow. And it says, dearest Jill and Phil, love Tommy and Pauline. There's one in a Hessian envelope. It says betrothed in this very sort of wacky Picasso type thing. Arabic. More Arabic, it must be from the Armstrong family. How did you manage to get the whole of America to join you in the celebrations? We've only had to wait 8 scribbled out 9 years. So, I was going to send you this last day, but he didn't propose on time. And we've got a telly message. Rings in. Oh, to Phil and Jill, so sorry not to be sharing your special day. Congratulations, wishing you both all the luck and love in the world. Enjoy your day, Vicky Townsend. And that's your lot, I think.
Very much.
That's your lot.
No, this just put on. Stop it.